Good evening, everyone. Welcome to MBA Karo. So MAH CET second slot is also done. Okay, morning slot tha it was easy. Second slot also the review has been easy. Okay, so please do let me know those who appeared on the examination. How did you find the exam, and how was it? Like देखो compare तो नहीं कर सकते because you have not written both the slots, right? आप एक ही slot देके आओगे. So that depends on that. Like that you can get only like no one knows about this other slots, right? So even I do not know that what it was. So the number of attempts will tell us. Okay, so genuine attempts kitne the. Okay, so please comment the number of genuine attempts, and that will help us understand that how it was exactly as compared to it. Paper easy tha as compared to mocks, but slot 1 versus slot 2 comparison thoda bhi बाकी रहता है. So if you are new to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel, and please do like this stream. So how was your attempt? Please tell the number of genuine attempts. Genuine कितना attempt करके आओ, that is what matters, because attempts to 200 are the ideal attempts. Okay, so I spoke to a couple of my students, and they have given some feedback that will give us some understanding that how was the paper this time. So I think that the puzzles were slightly lengthy in this paper. ऐसा कुछ कहने में आ रहा है कि द पजल लाइक एक स्पेशली पजल जो स्टूडूलिंग पजल था एक्टर्स एंड ऑल, राइट? सो पीपल वर सेइंग कि दैट वाज अ डिफिकल्ट वन, isn't it? Scheduling puzzle and quant was difficult. Okay, so puzzles were hard. Okay, so people are saying puzzles were hard. There were questions on permutation and combination and probability in quant. Okay, so surprise element is there was no di. That was the first thing, and instead of di there were some questions of ds, like 4 5 questions that were based on tst, mostly tst. Okay, so please comment the number of genuine attempts. जो attempt करके आए genuine attempts बताओ, so that you get an idea that how much was it, because बहुत सारे लोगों से like काफी लोग comment करेंगे, then we will be able to know that. Like in first slot people will saying कि 170 काफी लोग ने attempt किया था, right? So genuine attempts बता रहे थे, but this time I guess there is a slight dip. Okay, at least 10 10 to 15 marks. Coding decoding 10 questions. Quant was difficult. Okay, some people are saying quant was difficult. All right, so based on the feedback that I have, I'll discuss this, and you keep telling me in the comments that what else did you notice. ठीक है, कितने puzzles आए थे and all. Let's discuss all those things. So again, this time it was section wise questions. So 75, 25, 50, 50 was the structure. Total 200 questions. Okay, and let's now discuss that what was asked in each of the sections. Like I've noted on most of these, maybe some things might be skipping. So you just tell me and we will add to it. Now this time logical reasoning was slightly difficult than the previous one. In the first slot the puzzles were very easy. ठीक है, सुबह puzzles easy थे, इस बार puzzles थोड़े से difficult थे. Abstract reasoning was again easy. It also had similar kind of questions like we had uh, in the morning slot. Okay, quant was moderate. Some people are saying that there were some questions which were tough. Okay, no di this time. Slightly थोड़ा सा लेवल ऊपर है. Verbal 3 passages आए थे moderate type, and then there was overall you could rate it as moderate, slightly above than the previous one. So normalization होगा तो 10 marks का difference ऐसा आना चाहिए. Okay, so it was section wise. So first slot also, second slot also, both have been section wise thus far. Now let's talk about the section wise highlights, and if I'm missing some of the points, do let me know that what were other things, and then we will add to it. Okay, so first of all, talking about the lr section, it had circular arrangement. There were 2 sets on circular arrangement, isn't it? 6 people and 8 people. right? And two arrangement, what blood relation, 4D matrix puzzle. Yes, matrix puzzle was like you can call it scheduling some films. Three puzzles were doable. Okay, so one, which one was like a matrix puzzle kiska tha? Someone told me ki some film stars, etc. Some puzzle was there. So how many questions did you attempt? Like not many people have commented. At least comment करके बताओ कि कितने attempts आए. Genuine attempts in slot 2. So scheduling was on people coming and going out of restaurant. Okay. So Matrix was on Film Star. Okay. So there was scheduling puzzle was on people coming and going out of restaurant. And there was a you can call it a grid or matrix puzzle. That was Film Star one. Okay. And it had, people are saying that it was a four-dimensional Film Star studio. Okay, etc. That was a four-dimensional one. Studio and number, so that would call it a 4D puzzle. Now these were easy. Okay, ये moderate था, and I guess it was a difficult puzzle. Okay, then there were questions on syllogisms, coding, decoding. There were analogy based questions, alphabetical series. Okay, so Venn diagram, pass and failed student. Okay, there was one diagram there. And direction based questions. So all these miscellaneous questions were present there. Okay, and if we talk about the abstract reasoning, it was similar to the first slot. Okay, embedded hai, pattern completion, mirror water image, series, etc. And it was easy. Quant, there was no DI. Okay, but there was DS. There was no DI, but there were some 4 5 questions on DS. There were questions on number series, arithmetic, and PNC probability. There were good number of questions on PNC and probability. TSD के बहुत सारे questions थे. That some people have told. Even in data sufficiency, there were a lot of questions on TSD. Okay, so there was one Venn diagram also. Okay, Venn diagram, or was it a three-dimensional Venn diagram or single question? Like Venn diagram, ठीक है, was it multiple question or individual question? There's one quiz puzzle about. So group question Venn diagram से multiple questions थे or was it individual question? Okay, so these were the topics tested. There were a lot of questions on arithmetic. PNC probability was in good numbers. Okay, so unlike the first lot where it had DI and there were fewer questions on PNC and probability. This time there were multiple questions. Okay, so three-dimensional 3D Venn diagram and multiple questions. So you can call it a data interpretation set then, because like it's a form of data interpretation. So basically not proper graph based data interpretation, but a caselet Venn diagram based. You can call it as a type of DI, because data interpretation is a group question. Okay, So normalization, will it be there? That is the question. Now, in my opinion, normalization should be there. I mean, ideally it should be there because the level is not the same. But can't say that whether like they do the not, because for the past 3 years it has been a joke. They have been non-transparent with the process. So you can just pray that there is normalization this time. And critical reasoning. How many questions on critical reasoning? This I forgot to ask from both the students. How many questions were there on critical reasoning? If anyone could tell that number of questions on critical reasoning. Acha, this time there were three RCs, which were two in the first case. One was on automobiles, one was on Australian banking, and some middle class people. Okay, so I think 4 to 5 questions in each of the RCs. And then there were fill in the blanks, vocab, grammar, parajumbles, science based CR. No, they give circular every time. They give that normalization thing. They give like till last year they used to uh, till last year they used to give that they will have 75, 25, 50, 50 also. That was not followed. So don't believe what is given on their website. Okay, science based CR, science based CR क्या होता है? Assertion reason. Okay, so CR, if we talk about, like some people are saying 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 10. So let us say 6 to 8 questions on CR. Normalization, don't trust the site if they have written. Okay, वो हर साल लिखना है, होता नहीं है. वो फॉर्मेट भी लिखते थे 75, 25, 50, 50. PNC and probability, there was a good number of questions, maybe at least 5, 6 must be there. तभी बच्चे कहते हैं काफी आया है. ठीक है, enough means that you have at least maybe some 7, 8 questions from PNC and probability. So one thing that you need to focus on, some miscellaneous reasoning topics, okay, which we saw that since now they are asking proper 75 questions on reasoning, which was shifting to a lower number in the previous years. ठीक है, मतलब जैसे अगर पिछले साल की बात करो, क्वांट बहुत ज्यादा आ रहा था. So reasoning they are asking a good number of questions. In the first plot also, I came to know that there were a lot of questions on blood relations, directions. So blood relation, directions, coding, decoding, right? So that should be your focus. मतलब ये पता होना चाहिए कैसे अटेम्प्ट करते हैं. Okay, maths was hard. Okay, so how many of you found maths as hard? Paper was section wise. Okay, so I'll end this for this time. People are saying that less than 130 genuine attempts, less than 150 is very less. So definitely, this was okay. So any new element, new surprise element in this slot? Okay, so this is what the feedback has been. Okay, and apart from these topics, three RCs, there were a lot of questions on fill in the blanks, vocab, grammar. Okay, so grammar, a lot of error spotting and all. Okay, so that was the case in this slot, and like it has been a trend for the last few years that the first slot is easy. Okay, the second slot turns out to be difficult. Second and third difficult रहते हैं. ये general trend देखा गया, like not only this time but in the previous years also that has been a trend. So and unfortunately what happens is the ones who appear in the first slot, okay, they are happy while attempting the paper. They believe कि बहुत easy paper गया. But normalization, if they do normalization, then I mean you डोंट ट्रस्ट their normalization process, right? बिकॉज फर्स्ट स्लॉट वालों की परसेंटाइल कम आ जाती है, जिसमें डिफिकल्ट आता है उसमें ज्यादा आ जाती है, दैट इज द केस. ओके, सो पीपल प्रे फॉर अ डिफिकल्ट स्लॉट इन सीटी, दैट्स व्हाट people generally say. So most of you are saying ki moderate, okay, equal boards across three things: moderate, moderate to difficult. So quant was not easy in this. Series was there. There were four puzzles, two on circular arrangement, which were easy. One was six people and eight people. Scheduling was people going to restaurant. These three were doable. This was a difficult one, which most probably people have left in the exam. Okay, very few people might have attempted it. Okay, formation of square and triangle from a given figure. Okay, so new information that in abstract reasoning they have given formation of square और ट्राइंगल. इसमें बेसिकली क्या होता है कि लाइक इफ यू take different pieces and you have to tell that whether this sort of figure could be formed, which of these could be formed in this. Okay, so this was the distribution, and paper was easy or at par. I would not say easy, at par compared to mocks, but difficult. Slot 2 was difficult than slot 1. Slot 1 के कंपैरिजन में ज़्यादा डिफिकल्ट आया. Okay, and this was the feedback which I collected from the students and the ones who are present in the chat. That's what you've been saying. ठीक है, कोई मुझे ऐसा नहीं कह रहा है कि स्लॉट वन से, बिकॉज एनी वे यू डू नॉट कंपेयर द स्लॉट्स, क्योंकि आपने एक ही पेपर दिया होता है. यू कैन नॉट नो दैट व्हाट हैपेंड इन स्लॉट वन. इट वाज जस्ट दैट यू गेट फीडबैक फ्रॉम पीपल, बट the number of attempts suggests that what is the difficulty level. Okay, and like from the students who have communicated with, and since they are my students, I know that what caliber they have, and as per the number of attempts, and the ones who have commented here the number of attempts, so at least you get a rough idea कि ये कैसा था. Because काफी लोगों ने कमेंट किया नंबर ऑफ अटेम्प्ट्स, पोल भी किया है, सुबह लोग ज्यादा अटेम्प्ट पोल करके आए थे. सो दिस टाइम द नंबर्स हैव डिप्ड, so definitely it was more difficult. And if I talk about the cutoffs part, ठीक है, कट ऑफ की लोगों को रहती है. लेट्स सी कि if the normalization process is fair, okay, so it comes with a criteria that normalization is fair, which is a joke, by the way. Okay, if normalization is fair, that means they scale the scores properly, then you might require like 145 could be a cutoff for JB. Okay, and maybe 135 for Sydenham and 130 for the third college. Okay, so this could be the cutoff. Like 140 would be the cutoff for JB, and maybe if you are a non-Maharashtrian, it could be 135. So 20 marks का dip तो easily मान के चलो, because of like level of quant. Okay, secondly, the level of reasoning questions was high. First lot में easy puzzles थे. So people are saying that it is lengthy, right? How many of you agree that it was lengthy? Genuine attempts काफी कम लग रहे हैं. So definitely लग रहे हैं, and there was critical reasoning also. So definitely the cutoffs are going to dip this time. Okay, so this is what about the second slot. Now, please do like this stream if you enjoyed it. Now, advice to the remaining candidates जो next तीन slot में देने वाला है. Okay, and few things to remember is don't go with any bias. Like paper पहले पहले वाले में paper was easy. This time it was difficult. Okay, and then like if we talk about like easy से difficult हो गया, so it can be of any difficulty. You just need to go and give the best. So section wise ही आ रहा है. In this slot also there were section wise questions. So jumbled, I don't think it is in picture now. So it will be section wise because दोनों में section wise है. Okay, all right. So then next thing is अगर कोई सिस्टम इश्यूज आ रहे हैं, हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू फेस्ड सिस्टम इश्यूज? किसी को सिस्टम इश्यू हुआ था इस बारे में? फर्स्ट में तो कुछ लोग कह रहे थे कि सिस्टम इश्यूज था. Okay, this time I don't know if uh, puzzle was time consuming. Okay, right. Then others were like genuine attempts have dipped this time, so definitely this was a difficult one. And there might be topics which first and second slot which might not be present here. Okay, so you might get topics from it, like for example, इसमें थोड़ी critical reasoning थी, like assertion reason. Okay, and in abstract reasoning also, I'll create a video on that कि वो जो like in case, just in case that kind comes in tomorrow's paper also. ठीक है कि how to make squares and triangles out of the figure. Okay, all right. So that if there might be topics that are not present in the first slot or second slot. For example, DS was not in the first slot. Okay, but it was asked in the second slot. So be prepared with other topics also which were not present previously, can be asked later. Like especially in, let's say in abstract reasoning, you can get questions on figure counting. ठीक है, सो हो सकता है कि कुछ नई चीजें आ सकती है एब्स्ट्रैक्ट रीजनिंग में, नया आ सकता है. यू कैन हैव समथिंग न्यू इन basically other sections also, verbal also, you can expect something new. Quant में भी कुछ नया, but the thing is they are sticking to the syllabus. At least syllabus के बाहर का कुछ नहीं है, no out of the box questions. It's just that the difficulty level may vary, the type of questions, new topics आ सकते हैं. Be prepared with that. Like data sufficiency was not asked in the first slot, इसमें आ गया था. ठीक है, similarly maybe some other topic which was not asked previously could be asked in tomorrow's. हाँ, quadratic was not yet asked, so हो सकता है कल के उसमें quadratic आ जाए. Okay, and maybe simplification approximation might be asked in a higher number. सुबह तो नहीं था इसमें भी, I don't think people commented that simplification and approximation was there. Probably you can get input output. ठीक है, सो यू माइट गेट इनपुट आउटपुट. दीज कुड बी माय प्रेडिक्शंस, क्या क्या नहीं है वो आ सकते हैं. लाइक इनपुट आउटपुट कुड बी आस्क्ड, यू माइट बी आस्क्ड kind of approximation. Okay, and then coding decoding to thai, verbal correctly spelled word were also asked. Okay, so correct spelling was asked. Okay, so there could be some new topics which were not asked today. Okay, could be asked in tomorrow's paper. So abstract reasoning, maybe figure counting could be asked. Okay, so you might have some different topics which might be asked in tomorrow's session. So be prepared for that. Okay, if you have covered the entire syllabus, that is good, because that will help you tackle any kind of questions. Okay, and don't target any score, because paper might be difficult or easy. अगर मान लो आज का अभी का एनालिसिस देके देखे और सुबह वाला पेपर ज्यादा इजी आ गया और इवनिंग पेपर टर्न्स आउट टू बी वेरी इजी टुमारो, so don't target any score, just try to maximize your scores. Okay, so yeah, parajumble was present in this slot, so there could be more parajumbles. इसमें थे कुछ पैरानंबर्स थे, but the number might increase, so there might be some variations in terms of the kinds of topics tested. ठीक है, number of puzzles could change. ठीक है, हो सकता है कि 3 की जगह 4 या 5 या puzzle आ जाए. Okay, number of DI might change, that which we have seen कि first slot में 2 graph based, इसमें graph based कुछ नहीं था. So you might, and Venn diagram was not asked in the first slot, so it was asked here. Okay, so there could be different variations in the tomorrow's paper. So don't worry about it. If you have prepared all the topics well, then it is great. Okay, so that was the analysis for the second slot. I hope the ones who have appeared on that did well on the examination. So we have discussed that comparison. It was slightly difficult than slot वन. ठीक है, एट पार विद मॉक्स, लेट्स से टेस्ट फंडा का जो मॉक था और ईएलसी, दीज मॉक्स, दैट्स व्हाई आई फाउंड देम रेलेवेंट फॉर सीईटी. ठीक है, आईएमएस का मॉक्स से डेफिनेटली इजी था, आईएमएस मॉक वाज वेरी डिफिकल्ट. सो you can say test funda, ELC, or even that CET king which I took that day, it had difficult puzzles. तो उस तरह का लेवल मान के चल सकते हो. So that was the case. Okay, and figure counting, there is only already one video. I'll create a video today on like you can search for figure counting on my channel. You will get a video on it. I have a detailed video on it, and I'll create a video on the that kind of question which was asked कि figure formation जैसे square कैसे बनेगा, triangle कैसे बनेगा, etc. Okay, so in case you know someone who is preparing for CAT 2024, who are starting their preparation now, or you yourself wish to prepare for CAT 2024, we are going to launch the second batch for CAT 2024 very soon. Okay, so that's just an information to the viewers, and like you can communicate the same with your friends. So that's about slot 2 analysis. Tomorrow we will do the analysis for the other two uh, slots as well, and then on the final day we will compare which slot was of what kind. And see, it is a very unpredictable exam. People love taking this examination, but every year it comes with these surprising elements कि slots में difficulty अलग अलग है. ठीक है, normalization नहीं हो रहा है. Just pray that normalization happens, because if fair normalization happens, so in that case, if fair normalization happens, and that case the cutoffs will uh, in that case the cutoff should be less for this slot. Okay, so let's hope for the best. Okay, and thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like this stream.